Laura Kyrke-Smith.
Well, it's a pleasure to serve under your chairship, and I really congratulate my honourable friend, the member for South Derbyshire, for securing this debate. Animal welfare is one of the biggest issues that people write to me about as an MP, and I'm really glad when they do, because I think the way we treat our animals matters a lot and actually says a lot about what kind of country we are and what kind of country we want to be in future. I see every day in Aylesbury and the surrounding villages how much people care about animals. We're fortunate to have local charities doing brilliant work with and for animals. I think, for example, of Horses Helping People, a charity in Ledburn, where I met the most beautiful, well-cared-for horses and heard about the role that they play in helping people who are neurodivergent or have learning disabilities or anxiety or are experiencing other mental health challenges. We're fortunate to have local farmers like Nick, who I met on his beef farm near Wingrave, who are determined to give their animals the best quality of life, and they know what a difference that makes to their consumers. And I'm fortunate in my patch to have people who feel passionately about this just on a personal level and write to me about all sorts of things, some of which we've discussed today, whether that's banning electric shock collars for pets, ending the cruel use of snare traps, or banning illegal puppy and kitten smuggling, which I was pleased to support in a law that passed last year. But there are three recurring themes that come through most strongly from my constituents. I'll touch on them briefly. The first is the use of cages for hens. We've heard a lot about chickens and the industrialised scale of the chicken farming industry in particular. My constituents are really clear that animals should receive care, respect and protection, whatever farming system they are kept in, and I agree. And so I really welcome the fact that the animal welfare strategy commits to phasing out cages for laying hens alongside farrowing crates for pigs, and I think these will be really fantastic steps. I hope the Minister will work at pace in consultation with all relevant stakeholders to drive those forward. And I would love to see an end to male chick hatching too. The technology is there, we just have to adopt it, and I know others have covered that well. The second point that many people write to me about is animal testing. I personally want to see this phased out as quickly as possible. We've made a great commitment, 60 million investment to accelerate the development of alternatives alongside further funding to advance human relevant testing models. So I think we've got a really serious science-led roadmap there in the animal welfare strategy. I know it has been welcomed by organisations like the RSPCA and Cruelty Free International, but I hope that we can keep going further and faster to advance the scientific alternatives in the areas where they don't yet exist. Third point I'd like to make, not yet raised in detail, is on food labelling. Many constituents have told me that they want clearer animal welfare information on the food that they buy so that they can make the right purchasing decisions that align with their values. And I think it can really help farmers as well, farmers who do invest in those higher welfare standards so that they can differentiate their products and be fairly rewarded for them. I think it's really important for young people as well. We want our young people to have a better relationship with food and with animals than we do. And I think knowing where their food comes from, seeing that on packaging could really help with that. So again, I've seen commitment from the government in this area. I hope we can progress that quickly. So as I say, I think the direction of travel set out in the animal welfare strategy is really positive, sets a really positive path ahead of us. I hope we can continue to move at pace to implement it. And I think that really proud reputation that we have as the UK on high animal welfare standards is deserved. And I hope if we can move this strategy forward, we'll ensure that further improvements become a legacy of this government. Thank you.